Hey guys, welcome to the microwave. Hey guys, if you have a testimony or an amazing experience, contact us here on the microwave. The contact information is on the screen, and write us and share your experience with us. We're convinced that the difference between contemplating suicide and life is just simply being a voice, and you have a voice here on the microwave.
Action.
Hey family, welcome back to the microwave. I want to take this opportunity to really appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you guys for the comments, the likes, the shares, the inboxes, the emails, and even to our subscribers. You guys have been more than encouraging. Oftentimes, the encourager needs to be encouraged, and you guys are definitely that. So continue to comment, share, like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so we can continue to bring you guys uplifting, encouraging content. We could be the one that steer and tour someone into their next destiny. And we could also be the one that gives a person another lease on life. So continue to encourage one another. After all, we are encouragers to one another. I have a special guest with me today, a woman who's no novice to the criminal justice system. She has an awesome testimony. So I'm gonna let her get straight into it, introducing to some and presenting to others, Selena Ball. And the Selena Ball, what is Selena Ball? Selena Ball. You know what? I've read your book, and it's so amazing. I don't even have the words to describe or even paint the revelation, the insight, your experience in this book. Guys, if you have not went and purchased this book, please purchase this book. The name of your book is
I've decided from shackles to solace.
I've decided from shackles to solace. I've decided from shackles to solace. Explain that. Why did you decide from shackles to solace?
Okay, so I've decided, that was me making a decision that regardless of where I was at that particular time in my life, the circumstances, everything that I was battling, I made a decision that although I was in a place of incarceration, that I can come out of that on the other side and be in a place of peace. And so that's where the title came. I've decided, transitioning from shackles to a place of solace.
You are an astounding artist. I don't have the author in particular. I don't have the words to explain or to express your story. You have been you're no novice to the criminal justice system. You talk about when you went into the juvenile justice department, and from the juvenile justice department you went into you was getting your master's in forensic psychology, and from there you went on to study for your doctoral program.
Absolutely.
Explain that a little bit.
And so my passion has always been the youth. That has never changed. So throughout my journey, that's where I found myself working with adolescents, working with youth, working with them in various settings, group homes, psychiatric hospitals.
Okay.
And then the last place that I worked with them was me being a juvenile probation officer. When I decided that it was time, that I was ready to go ahead and start building to the next step in my career, I realized, okay, I can't stay in this position because it's not flexible. It requires a lot of my time. and it's time for me to start really going into a doctoral program. So I started doing my research, and I started looking for a position where I can have the time that I needed to study for school, which is how I crossed over to the adults.
By reading your book, your level of transparency is amazing. A lot of people, when they go through things like you've been through, a lot of shame will develop, and they don't want people to know such things. But where does this level of transparency come from that, causes you to be so open with the public?
Well, let's get something clear.
Mm-hmm.
The shame was there because I don't want anybody to think that I just came out on the other side like this.
Mm-hmm.
That was not the truth. That's not the case. I went through a process of healing. I went through a process of God removing the shame, of God removing what I felt was the disgrace,
Mm-hmm.
of God removing me feeling like a failure, me feeling like, because I'm my mother's only daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and me feeling like my mother had sacrificed so much for me to be in the best possible position in life.
Mm-hmm.
And now here I am at the peak of my career, at the peak of success. Now I'm at rock bottom. So I had to deal with the guilt of that. I feel like I let her down.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that she invested in me is now basically down the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
But once I began to get the validation, it was really the validation from my family. My mom telling me, "You're not a failure, baby.
Mm-hmm.
This is only a setback. Your life is going to be better than it was before." Having my support system behind me saying, "Listen, it doesn't matter what anybody is saying about you. What matters now is what you do with where you are." And all of that began to help me heal. It began to help me feel like, okay, I am somebody.
For the viewers, for maybe you're trying to understand what's going on, Miss Ball here was, it's not a secret.
It's not a secret. It's headline news. You can Google it. It's like
in
everywhere.
The open. She was on one side of the judicial system, but ended up incarcerated. Mm-hmm. How much time were you facing in prison?
I was facing up to 20 years. I ended up with 8 years.
Okay, and was indicted on?
I was indicted originally. Let's back up because I ended up in a relationship with my probation.
Okay.
I was 28 years old at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He and I probably wasn't even together more than 6 months before my life just raveled and crashed and burned. So by the time I was 29, I was indicted by the federal government, looking at up to 20 years in prison. They ended up giving me 8 years on conspiracy with the intent to distribute a controlled substance. I was looking at several different felony charges. But ultimately, that was the one that stuck.
Wow. Yeah. In your book, I just want to highlight something and guys, I want to encourage you, please get this book. We're just scratching the surface. Please get this book. Please. I've decided from shackles to solace. The information is going to be on the screen. Please get this book. I've never been so torn or intimate when it comes to reading a book. I've never read anyone's book that caused me to be so open, and I mean, my eyes began to well up when I read your book, and I've never felt that way, and that don't discredit any other authors. I've read amazing books, but when I began to read your book, I mean, it touched me in such a way I've never been touched before. And guys, please, if you purchase this book, I guarantee we're just scratching the surface of it. In the 29th page of the book, I highlighted something. You said, "I could not recall exactly how I made it to my final destination safely. In hindsight, I drove my vehicle the way that I lived my life, mindlessly and on autopilot." And the reason why I highlighted that, because that really hit me hard. It reminds me of myself. And I believe it can speak for many others, because I do believe we drive our life on autopilot. What do you mean when you made that statement? You said, "In hindsight, I drove my vehicle the way that I lived my life, mindlessly and on autopilot. What do you mean when you make that statement?
Existing but not living.
Existing but not living.
Going through the motion. You get caught up in this routine of wake up, get dressed, eat breakfast, go to work, and that becomes your cycle every single day. And you're not really present for anything, because when you're in your vehicle, you're probably thinking about what you got to get done when you get to work. You're not present. You're not really intentional. You're not really showing up for yourself in your life. You're just going through the motions to get what needs to be done in that moment. And that then leads to you being in kind of mentally in a dark place. Other people may not know that you're there because they see you look well, like you're dressed very nice. You look good. You smile. Depression does not look like what people think depression looks like.
Wow.
I lived in a place of depression the majority of my life. I didn't come out of that dark place until I went to prison.
Wow, that is amazing. On page 32, you said something else I highlighted. You said, I had eyes but no vision. I had ears, yet I lacked the ability to hear and accept sound wisdom. And when I read these words, it sheds so much light on myself. And I think that's why I became so intimate and so drawn to these words. You said, I had eyes but no vision. I had ears, yet I lacked the ability to hear and accept sound of wisdom.
With that, your eyes can be wide shut. They're open, but they're not.
Wow.
You know how you hear people say, well, hindsight is 20/20. That's true. Because when you're in a situation, your eyes are not open. You're not really alert, aware, your spirit of discernment.
Wow.
When your eyes are closed, and I was talking about my spirit man. My spiritual eyes.
Wow.
Those were the eyes that I was referring to.
Wow.
They were closed. I had my natural eyes, but my spiritual eye couldn't see.
Wow.
I had my natural ears, but my spiritual ear couldn't
And oftentimes, that's many of us, that's our situation. We're closed, and when you said can't receive wisdom.
Would not, because you think you know it all. You can't tell me I have it all figured out.
Wow.
I know it all. I can't be taught anything. That's a dangerous place to be.
Wow. And furthermore, on the 33rd page, you said we will either master sin or sin will master us. I think I'll say it again to your viewers. We either will master sin or sin will master us. And when I read that, I automatically thought about Romans 6:23 in the Bible. May we continue in sin that grace may abide. God forbid.
God forbid.
And that's what I think about when you said that. If we don't master sin, it will master us.
Absolutely.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so I'm going to use the example of my probationer. People think that my life fell apart when I got with him. No, my life was already falling apart because I had no connection with the Heavenly Father. Okay? When you begin to indulge in this, and in that, you're just going further and further and further down a rabbit hole, and you're pushing the barrier lines or the boundary lines further and further and further back until there is no longer boundaries.
Wow.
I had no boundaries. Had I had that boundary line, that relationship would have never happened.
Wow.
But as I continue to indulge in this and indulge in that and do this and do that, by the time I got to him, there was no boundary. None. It was gone. And then there I have it. And then everything, it's like the Lord said, okay, now I'm pulling the cover off because you're not going to stop. You're not going to, if I don't expose what you're doing, if I don't get a hold of you myself, the devil is going to get a hold of you because you're not going to stop. And so I had to go through that very difficult yet graceful situation.
And as we begin to wrap this up, you said one more thing I want to highlight.
Mm-hmm.
You said you was living a life of habitual spiritual disobedience.
Mm-hmm.
Habitual spiritual disobedience. And I'm telling you, when I began to read this book and I highlight these things, it was like it was speaking to me. Habitual spiritual disobedience.
Yes.
And what would you say to that? Spiritual habitual disobedience. And that's us all.
For me, once again, when you have a calling on your life, all of us have a calling. Everyone have a calling. You know, all the called few are chosen. But when you've been called to something and you're adamant about doing what you want to do and moving the way that you want to move, that is outside of the will of God, that's what makes it habitual. Because you're adamant. I'm adamant about doing it my way. I hear you, God, but I have other plans, and I'm gonna do it my way. And the Lord, and this is what is not in the book. November 4th, 2014, a whole team of individuals that was connected to my case was indicted, and I was the only one that was not indicted. And the Lord said, walk away now, I'm sparing you.
Wow.
I didn't listen. I didn't listen. And when the Lord, and He gave me a small window to be obedient. Wow. When I say a very small window.
A small window to be obedient. That'll preach.
Because by November the 18th, I was now indicted.
Wow.
Because of disobedience.
Wow.
And when I cried out to the Lord during my prison sentence, and I said, Lord, and I was very emotional, I was very broken. And I was like, Lord, why? Why did you have to give me 8 years? I've never been in trouble. Don't have a speeding ticket. Why? I know people that had it much worse and never saw the inside of a prison. Why? And the Lord said, because the number 8 represents new beginnings. What I'm doing for you, I'm giving you a new beginning. I'm going to make you brand new, and I'm going to prepare you for that new beginning.
What's amazing to me is when a person mess up and a person fall, it's amazing how the people you would think that's for you, and the people, family, your close friends, it's amazing how they are the ones that will kick you while you're down, as if you can't make a mistake, or it's just amazing to me how people will really ridicule you and throw you to the wolves when you mess up, as if they don't have faults, as if they don't mess up. But these will be the people that you will expect to really upgird you and to lift you up and to encourage you and to help you. But they are the very ones that will kick you while you're down.
Yeah. But let me tell you, that's necessary. Was it painful? Very. But I appreciate it, because sometimes when those relationships, friendships, family members, sometimes we even allow those relationships to get interfere with the will of God. When God began to put you in a place to show you, I have you when nobody else have you. You begin to have a different type of love and reverence for Him. I know I did, and I do. That now if He say, I need for you to leave your family, which I'm getting ready to do very soon, and go and do what I told you to do.
Yes.
I can do it because I know that He got me. When my family couldn't get to me, when people turned their back on me, when people talked about me and slandered me, some people were so happy that it happened because it was so much jealousy.
Wow.
Oh, she thought she was all of that. Yeah. Oh, her mother thought that she was the golden child.
Wow.
Her mother did. People threw it in my mother's face.
Wow.
And at the time, I was so hurt. But today, I say, thank you.
Thank you. Today, thank you. Hey guys, please get this book. You heard it. I've decided, from shackles to solace. Get this book. You only heard just a little bit of it, but I guarantee this book will help you. It don't matter what you've gone through. It don't matter what mistakes you've made. It don't matter the shame. God can bring you out of that place and raise you up and put you before kings. Joseph was locked up in prison. Paul, Silas, everybody was locked up in prison, but it was part of the purpose that God had for their life. Guys, please get this book. You know what I'm gonna do today? And this was gonna be a surprise. This was gonna be a surprise. Hey guys, this is what I'm gonna do today. Today for you viewers, this is what I'm gonna do. I purchased 4 of these books. Personally, I purchased. You didn't know I was gonna do this.
I did not. I didn't have a clue.
I purchased 4 of these books. To the first 4 people that subscribe, comment, and say, I want that book, we're going to personally send you guys this book. I've decided from shackles to solace. Please get this book. Guys, please, I'm telling you.
But actually, we need to change that to the first 8 people. Because we have an additional 4 books that I myself have.
I'm finna shout. Put on the shout music. Put on shout, man. I'm finna shout.
For us to be able to give to the first 8 that subscribe, comment, and let us know that you want.
Now, guys, look, she's willing to match me and give you guys the book for the first 8 people that subscribe, comment, and say, I want that book. I guarantee it's going to be life-changing. Please. This is a woman that's been through the slumps, been through the mud, been through the muck of the miry clay, and God raised up. Guys, please order this book and continue to comment, share, like, subscribe, comment, so we guys can continue to bring you uplifting comment that will encourage other people. And guys, remember, you don't know what's your best. So don't ever say, I did it. Just continue to do it. Oh, I think I want to say it again.
Amen.
I said, you don't never know what's your best. So don't ever say, I did it. Just continue doing it. And we'll see you guys again on the microwave. Hey guys, I hope you was encouraged by what you heard. Hopefully you heard something that will gas, gear, and will catapult you to the next level. Hey guys, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button so we can continue to bring you guys awesome content to uplift you. And remember, tomorrow isn't promised to us, so make the best of your today. And until we meet again here on the microwave.